Welcome to Flicks and Giggles.
Today, we're back with another episode.
Episode 3.
Episode 3.
A spin-off.
A spin-off. Today, we're not really going to be talking about movies. Instead,
We're going to be talking about a little bit of music, and a little bit of pop culture, and a little bit of reality TV, and a little bit of whatever else happens.
whatever comes up. So, I've never seen The Bachelor before, actually.
Me neither.
I don't watch The Bachelor, I don't watch The Bachelorette. Like, I get the occasional TikToks, and then I'll see it because they're like, I don't know, like, the drama scenes.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I've seen, but I've never seen it. But we've decided that we're tuning into The Golden Bachelor.
The Golden Bachelor. I think I'm more into reality TV that's like games, which, and I'm not saying I don't watch like the lovey ones, because I watch Love is Blind, and I watch like Too Hot to Handle, and I watch Love Island sometimes. Sometimes I can't get through the whole season because they're really long.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I like Too Hot to Handle because they're like playing games, and the whole thing is kind of like a game, rather than like the let's sit down and have 20 dates and just like schmooze over each other. Like but something about old people, it's just kind of like everyone loves old people. I looked it up and I wrote it down. I wasn't even looking for this. I kind of found it by accident. But apparently it was ABC's like rating, like they have, what am I trying to say? ABC hit a record for their highest ratings on a debut with Golden Bachelor.
Really?
Yeah. So we're not the only ones probably that have never watched The Bachelor before and are watching Golden Bachelor.
Yeah. What are your favorite reality TV shows?
Okay. I think Too Hot to Handle is my number one.
Okay.
And I love Too Hot to Handle. I've watched Too Hot to Handle. I've watched Too Hot to Handle Germany. I've watched, what are the other ones? Too Hot to Handle, I think they have a Brazil one. I have not watched that one yet, but I will. I think it's so funny because it's like, it is a task that literally the average person could absolutely do. Mm-hmm. It's like, be abstinent for a month. Like, it's really not.
Money.
For like $100,000. And they're acting like someone is telling them to like move to a different country and never speak to their mom again. Like, it's, you know, I just think it's, the drama is there. Mm-hmm. It's funny. I don't know. I think Too Hot to Handle is great. I like Love is Blind. Although, and I have a little note about this, season 5.
I haven't seen it.
Honest to God.
Is it the one with Uche and Lydia and Aaliyah? Because I've seen every single TikTok about them.
Honest to God. I'll get into it later. Just don't even watch it. Like, it's literally not even worth it.
Okay. I really liked Love is Blind season 1.
Yes, and season 4. Those are the two best ones.
I don't remember season 4.
Season 4 was like Brett and, oh my God, what is her name? Oh no. Tiffany and Brett?
I don't.
Oh, that's a good one. You should watch season 4.
Okay, I'll watch it. I really liked, I used to love Love is Blind, but then season 2 I didn't dig it as much, so I didn't. I really like Ultimatum. That show is so messy.
I tried.
Oh my God, Ultimatum queer version is so messy. I love it. I am obsessed. But also, I love like shows like Queer Eye and stuff. You know? Yeah. Because those are like reality but like different.
Same, but I enjoy like
a good drama.
No, like house building shows like HGTV. I feel like that kind of fits in the same genre somehow.
I also really like Korean like reality TV shows.
Oh, I've never gotten into it.
Singles Inferno is kind of like it's like It's not, it's kind of like too hot to handle, but not at all. Like, so they're all like on an island, and there's like, I think 5 girls, 5 guys, or 6 girls, 6 guys. And then, so everyone's trying to date each other, and if 2 people decide to like go on a date, then they get to go to paradise, which means they get to leave the island and go to this like 5-star all-inclusive resort hotel, and then they get to like have conversations where they get to find out what they do, what their age is and stuff. But on the island, you're not allowed to like talk about these things. So it's like you not only have to choose each other, you have to like choose each other to go to paradise. But you can go to paradise with like as many people as you want. But then they like also compete, like, so it's like, oh, like they'll have like a competition like Korean wrestling, and it's like, oh, the girls that win their match gets to like choose the guys that they want to go with, stuff like that. And I think you would like singing.
I probably would.
Yeah.
Especially because they're playing games, and I like games.
Yeah, and it's so fun. And another Korean reality TV show that I love, it's called Zombieverse.
Okay.
It's where they get like celebrities or like TV like influencer like personalities, and they put them in this world where it's like a zombie apocalypse, and they have to do a bunch of different things to like survive. And it looks real, but that show is so unserious. It's so like they are seriously put in situations where the zombies look real and they will like get attacked and like stuff like that, and they have to actually survive, and it's scary, but they're just so funny. Like, I love that show, and there's only 1 season out. So
that reminds me of, me and my parents have been watching Special Forces.
I don't know that one.
Okay. I don't think it's on like any streaming service. It's like on actual TV. Like
Special Forces?
Yeah, and they take a bunch of celebrities and they put them through like military training. So like they have like Jojo Siwa and like Black China and Tom Sandoval, the guy that cheated on his wife.
Yeah.
You know him? I've never even seen that show. What is it called?
I don't know. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's on there, and his whole thing is like, I want to redeem my family name that I tarnished by cheating.
He's like really rich, right? They're all like...
Yeah, they're all, some of them are like NFL players.
Yeah.
Some of them are like, probably like, I guess, C or D list celebrities. But some of them, like, they're pretty big celebrities, and they go through this, and they put them like through the ringer, and it's really funny.
Okay. I love that. Yeah, I guess Zombieverse is kind of like that, where they take Korean like personalities. There's this, I only started watching Singles Inferno because there was a guy named Dex that was in Zombieverse, and I had like the biggest crush on him. I was like, oh, wow. And I heard he was on Singles Inferno too. I didn't even watch season 1. I just was like, I just want to see Dex. So I went into season 2. In love.
Okay, anyways, Golden Bachelor. The reason I wrote down Love is Blind in my notes for Golden Bachelor is because of season 5 of Love is Blind. Because in season 1 and season 4, specifically of Love is Blind, I feel like there was a lot of people who were actually there because maybe they wanted to find love and not just to like get their 15 minutes of fame, which I feel like on every season there's always going to be people who, you know, are just there to be on TV, of course. But it didn't feel like that with the Golden Bachelor. And I don't know if it's because they're older and they're not like, I guess, immersed in the same like internet TV culture that like most reality TV stars are.
It felt like they were there actually to find love, and they were genuinely just looking for a connection and just to have that second chance at love again.
Yeah.
And I get that.
It's honestly great watching this at the same time as season 5 of Love is Blind because everyone, I don't think a single, I guess this is like kind of a spoiler, but like I don't think anyone on season 5 of Love is Blind was there to actually like find love. They were there to be on TV, and
that sucks.
Yeah, it was like not.
That's disappointing.
The end of the season hasn't come out yet. They did that thing where they released one half, so I don't even know how it ends. But up until the point that has been released so far, I'm like, you all suck, all of you.
I want to see the reunion just because, like, I know a little bit of like the drama and the beef that's going on with some of the people because of TikTok, so I just want to know what it looks like when everyone is like at the reunion and they've seen the whole show and they're like, you did this and you said that.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
When they actually get to watch it
Dish it out. Yeah.
Yeah, especially... Never mind. We're not even going to get into it because you haven't even seen the show. So you won't even... No, it's fine.
Anyways, the Golden Bachelor. How many times did you cry?
Twice. I cried twice.
I cried when he was talking about his wife.
Me too.
I wrote down the line, specifically after they were talking about closing their dream house, and he said, quote, "This is her dream, this is what she deserves. Why am I standing here alone?" That one really hit me.
Dude,
and
yeah.
I started sobbing.
That got me. I cried at the very beginning, and then I bawled my eyes out at the end.
Roberta.
Absolutely. She never got to watch the show.
There's a lady named Ellen who came on because she was saying that her and her best friend Roberta loved watching like The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. They love that show.
And they showed clips of them together.
Like watching. But then Roberta was diagnosed with, I think, cancer.
Yeah.
And so she was like really going through it. And Ellen's like, I'm doing this for you. I'm doing this for you, Roberta. And then the show came out, and at the very end, there was like in loving memoriam.
In memoriam of Roberta.
And so she didn't even get to watch her best friend on the show.
I have never broken into tears so fast, especially when Ellen was like, "He's a hunk, Roberta."
Yeah.
She was like talking to him throughout the episode, talking to her throughout the episode.
So she would like make little call-outs to Roberta and be like, "This is for you. Oh, he's a hunk." Like.
I want to cry right now. So sad. And it was like she passed away like in September of this year. Like literally
right before
it debuted. Which is, I mean, it's sad without the show. But like the fact that just something about the fact that she never got to see her friend
do something.
And like talking about her.
Yeah.
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 And like seeing herself on The Bachelor when it's the show that she liked. I wish you could have seen it. I don't even know this woman, but I'm like, I wish you could have seen it.
Yeah. My heart.
Completely different topic. I want to know, because I've never watched The Bachelor before. Is there the same amount of people in the first impressions when they're all meeting? Is it normal on The Bachelor for them to like make out with a couple of them?
Yes.
Did that bother you?
I wasn't expecting that. I've never seen it, so I was like, is it normal? Is it just accepted to just like make out on the first impression?
Right.
Like, I just wasn't sure, but he did that with like 3 people, like 2 or 3 people.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, with a birthday girl, I was like, okay, like whatever, it's the birthday girl.
Yeah.
Like they're a little crazy, but then he did it again, and I was like, oh.
Well, the first one he did it with, it was just a kiss on the cheek. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Old people love a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
But like, then the second girl fully kissed him.
It was like he ate the cupcake, and then he was like, will you get it for me? And I was like, no way.
Oh, see, I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking in the very, very beginning when they step out of the limo. He kissed like 3 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
And I was like, that's so... Also, where did they get the balls to walk up to this man and kiss him? I would like to know. Is it just age? Is it just because they are old and they don't really care anymore?
Yeah. I mean, like, there was a part of me that was like, is it just the fact that these women are like experienced, they know what they want, they know what they don't want, they're confident, they know what they like, and they're just like, I want this man and I'm gonna leave an impression, so they just... I
just want to know if it's like, if it happens in other Bachelor seasons or if it was just this one, but
yeah.
I don't think we'll be watching any of the other Bachelor seasons.
Also, in the preview for the rest of the season, it looked so high stakes and like so dramatic. There were tears everywhere, but more than that, there were just a lot of like... Me too. There was just a lot of makeouts. Did you see that? He made out with so many of the women.
Can you imagine like being his kids? His daughters.
His granddaughter. Watching this.
I imagine your grandfather right now. Picture him in your head. And then picture him doing that. I just can't.
I want to.
My parents, if if my parents weren't together and one of them decided to do that, I would probably be like, hell yeah, go for it, you know?
Yeah.
But my grandpa, no.
The one thing I do love about this show, though, is that, I don't know, it's healing a little part of, like, in me that is, like, afraid of, like, getting, like, old. Because they are feral. They have so much energy, and they are living life.
Yeah.
And I love that. And I feel like you don't see that a lot. Especially, like, in Hollywood. Hollywood likes to hide women that are just aging. Like, you just don't see
40
it.
and up.
Yeah, literally. You hit 35, you're playing mother roles to, like, 20-year-olds, which is, like, crazy. Not to say that that doesn't happen. It does. But for that to be the norm,
yeah,
it's crazy. But I don't know. So I think it's really good because we're seeing so many, like, beautiful, confident, elegant women that are just, like, that love where they're at.
Yeah. Especially reality TV, like, doesn't, what's the word? Doesn't, like...
Filter?
No. What am I trying to say? Reality TV does not really push limits with its casting.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's very...
I see.
So, like, having a reality TV show that not only is, like, having a demographic of people that is not their normal demographic, and A, not making fun of it, and B, it doing so well, is, like, actually really nice.
It is.
I like it.
I'm gonna tune into the rest of the season.
Me too.
We should just get together and watch every episode.
Oh my god, you know what I'm mad about, though?
What?
I don't like who he gave the first impression rose to. Do you have
Which one?
I don't even remember who it was, but I have someone who I wish he did give it to.
I feel like I wrote down a lot of notes, but I don't remember the first rose for.
Yeah, honest to God, I can't even remember who he gave it to.
Oh, I think it was the motorcycle lady.
Sorry, my phone's ringing. Hold on. This number has called me like 3 times today. Anyways.
Look. I think it was the motorcycle lady that sang to him.
Oh, okay,
That was the first impression.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're right.
I didn't mind that one, to be honest.
I wish he gave it to Teresa.
Teresa.
She was the birthday girl. The one that came in naked.
The cupcake.
Quote unquote naked. Yes.
Cupcake lady.
Yeah.
I fully thought she was gonna get it because they made out.
Me too. Well, that she had a good first impression with the birthday suit joke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's memorable.
Mm-hmm.
And then she read that letter to him from her daughter.
Yeah. And then
they bonded over it. And then he was like, if I put this cupcake on my lips, will you lick it off?
Yeah.
And she did. So I was like, why? Don't play with mine and Teresa's heart like that.
I really liked, I think I wrote down, her name's Leslie. She's the dancer that came out in, like, the old, like, costume with, like, the hair and everything. She came out with, like a walker, and she was, like, struggling to walk. And then our Golden Bachelor, Gary, he was like, do you need help? And she literally throws the walker away, rips the wig, rips the costume off, and she goes, do I look like I need help? And I was like, oh.
You know what's funny? I think she was like my least favorite.
I thought she was so funny. That made me laugh. And then she also said she dated Prince and that he wrote a song, what is it? Sexy Dancer about her or something like that. I was like, wow, good for you.
I could not stand her. I don't know why.
She was funny. I thought that was funny.
I really liked, cannot remember her name, Sandra?
The Zen practice one who kept swearing.
Yeah. The one who was like, I do my deep breathing and then bleep, 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 bleep. That girl. I liked her.
I liked her. I really liked Edith. She was the first one.
Yes.
The golden dress. I thought she was absolutely beautiful.
So good.
Yeah. I saw her. I still think she is the most, like, beautiful woman out of all of them. Even though they're all absolutely gorgeous and elegant, I was like, wow.
Yeah, she was really pretty.
Yeah. Who else? I really like, oh my god, I think her name's Natasha. She's the one with, like, the laughing.
The one that was like, I'm gonna laugh and then you're gonna laugh.
But it was like a crazy cackle laugh that she did, and I started laughing with her. I thought it was so.
She was good. I liked her too.
They're all very like spunky.
Yeah,
and they're all absolutely feral for him.
so feral.
That's the only word I can use to describe what that was.
Oh my god, me and because I watched this with my sister.
Yeah.
Me and Catherine thought that when they brought out Chippy, Jimmy Kimmel's aunt, we thought that they were like not gonna make anyone go home in the first episode and like send home Chippy because they were like older women and like I don't want to hurt any like 70-year-olds' feelings, so we were like, oh, maybe they just brought Chippy on so that they didn't have to hurt anyone's feelings in the first day, and they'll just send Chippy home. But then
Chippy doesn't even care. She just wanted to meet him.
Yeah, she wasn't even on the show. She was just there.
She was just there for the vibes.
But then they actually sent home like 6 people, and I was like, oh damn,
yeah,
they're really out here breaking hearts.
They're starting strong
because they really truly were feral.
They were, all of them.
Yeah.
I so. Which one? You know who I really liked? I was kind of rooting for her. It's the egg lady, the one with the hen.
Thank you for reminding me about her because I loved her. What was her name?
April.
April.
She gave a calendar of April.
That was so funny.
Every single page of calendar was April. And it was all pictures of her.
I think honestly, I think she's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
And Sandra. Is that her name?
I think so. The bleeping lady, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sandra 75. Zen practice bleeping? Haha. Intimacy. Yes. Ooh. Those are my notes on Sandra.
April and Sandra were I'm rooting for them, but I'm rooting for I like Teresa. I do, I really do.
I do like Teresa. I want to see where Edith goes.
They didn't show much of her.
No, there wasn't a lot of her. I liked Faith, so I'm interested in Faith. She's the motorcycle lady that sang.
Oh, right. I think the singing with the guitar, the serenading will always cringe me out a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
It is a little bit like in the Barbie movie.
Yeah. I liked the motorcycle and I was like, wow, she's cool. And then she pulled out a guitar and she was like, let me sing for you. And she was like staring in his eyes and singing and I was like,
Yeah, it's just a little bit weird.
Yeah, but the motorcycle part is so cool to me. One thing I liked that I thought was interesting was every single one of those ladies said something about how Gary made them feel calm and how he made them feel grounded, which I think is so opposite from younger people because they're like, oh my god, he made me feel like so much butterflies and he just made me like excited, and it was like they were still feeling the butterflies, but the thing that made them like wants to go towards him, that was pulling them towards him, was the fact that he made them feel grounded. I thought that was cool. She's like, no.
I just don't have anything. I don't have anything to add. That's a great point. You know what? You said everything that needed to be said, and good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Also, sorry.
No, you go.
I was just gonna say, I thought it was really You go. I thought it was really funny that Chippy just fell asleep.
I can't because I'm like, I know it's so scripted, but it was still funny, but Chippy. Chippy.
She's Jimmy Kimmel's aunt, so she had pulls. She was a nepotism grandma.
I think she like, you know how like Marvel has a cinematic universe?
Yeah.
I think like whatever universe that The Bachelor exists in, I think Chippy's been around.
Has she?
I think so.
I wouldn't know.
I don't think this is her first appearance because
it's not her first rodeo.
Gary knew who she was.
Oh, did he?
Yes. I read this thing and it was like an article after the fact, and he was talking about how he was kind of like, oh, when she got out of the car, she was swearing and she was like struggling to get out of the car or whatever. And then he was like, oh, and then I saw her face and I was like, oh my god, no way. I think she's like They know who she is.
Oh.
I think Chippy's is around.
I have no idea.
I have to look
Cool.
what she's been doing.
Yeah.
She just uses Jimmy to get everywhere. Like, she's like, Jimmy, I'd like to be on this show tomorrow. Thank you.
He's like, okay.
Okay.
Okay, Auntie.
Okay, Chippy.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Do you want to talk about music?
Sure.
We're going to do like a little top picks of the recent past weeks or month or whatever of music for us. And then I'm going to link it below. I'm going to make a Spotify playlist of all the songs we mentioned. It's going to not make any sense. It's going to be like...
It's going to be like country to like British R&B. So.
Yeah, everything in between. But if you want to listen to any of the songs, if you need new music and you haven't heard of these before, and you can go...
Yeah, you will get a wide selection, a wide range of genres.
Okay. How do you want to do How do you want to do this? We go back and forth?
Sure.
My first one is 3 songs by Renee Rapp. So What Now, Snow Angel, and Too Well. I didn't really get super into like her whole album and her whole EP. I'm a little picky with... I think I'm a little picky with pop. I enjoy pop music, but I enjoy specific pop music.
You know what she's not picky with? Country.
I am picky with country. Okay. I am.
You're a country girl.
No, I'm picky. Okay. Listen. But I saw Renee Rapp on Broadway. Like, insert picture right here of me meeting Renee Rapp. I'm literally going to edit it right there. If you're listening to the podcast on Spotify, I'll post a picture on Instagram so none of you miss it, because I will never let anyone forget that I met her before she was famous. Okay, great.
Yeah. She's the OG from Mean Girls days.
Yeah.
We have Playbill signed by her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can't get into it because some of the writing is not really relatable to me. Like but she's such a good singer, and she is actually like a trained vocalist who has been on Broadway. This girl can sing. And you can tell, even though in a lot of her songs, she's not doing anything really crazy, you can just tell that like she's very good at what she does, and I really love that. I love it when it like comes through in her music. So I've been listening to those 3 songs specifically.
I like it. I really like Renee Rapp. I do agree that she is like a true vocalist, and I feel like we have a lot of singers that are very talented, but it's different from being a vocalist.
Yeah.
And you can just hear in the way she does her thing, and it's so cool. My first one, her name is Joy Crooks. For some reason, I listen to a lot of like UK artists. Like, I don't know how I got onto that scene, but I think like half of mine are like from there.
How did you get there?
I don't know. I think it started with like Georgia Smith, and then like Leanne LaHavis, and then it just kept expanding. I don't know. Anyways, her name is Joy Crooks, and the song is called No Hands, and that's just the one that's on repeat right now. Her music is kind of like R&B, like upbeat kind of music, but it's also very soulful. There's Izzy was saying, there's like an Amy Winehouse-y kind of like vibe to her, to her music, to her voice. It is very unique as well. Like, when you hear it, you know it's Joy Crooks. And a lot of her music ranges from like mental health to like self-love and like breakups, relationships, and she's just so cool. And I feel like all of her songs really vary within the R&B range, and I don't know.
Yeah, because I'm not super into R&B, but I like her. So she's doing something right.
There's a little bit, like, there's more upbeat ones that you can get into, like When You Were Mine. That one sounds a little bit more like mainstream poppy R&B, but it's so good. And she just has such a big range for it. Yeah, Joy Crooks, everybody.
Where do I want to go next? I can pick any of them. This is so fun. Okay. I I have two that are like people I've listened to for a while that have just kind of come back. One of them is Paramore, who I've loved forever, and I don't think I'll ever stop listening to. They're releasing, it hasn't come out yet, they're releasing literally tomorrow when at the point of us recording, so at the point of you listening, it is out, and you can go listen to it. Congrats. They've released a remix album of their last album, This Is Why, so it's like all of the same songs, but they're all like featuring some people. I know one of them, they are featuring like Julian Baker from Boy Genius. Oh. Yeah, I'm kind of intrigued. Cool. Yeah. So obviously I can't listen to that yet because it's not out, but it's, you know, dragged me back into just listening to Paramore. And my go-tos are Thick Skull and Figure 8 from specifically This Is Why. But my favorite song of all time by them is Caught in the Middle. Wow. So, you know, they just remind me that they're there, and then I go and listen to them. Yeah.
My all-time favorite Paramore song is basic, but it's Still Into You. That one I just love it.
It's a banger.
It's a banger. I love Paramore, but I wouldn't say I'm like a true Paramore fan like you. But I always will like vibe to them. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. My next one. Where should I go?
I don't know.
I'm gonna go to Leve. I love her. I think she's bringing back jazz. It's not dead anymore. Well, it's still dying, but she's bringing it back a little bit. And her new album is called Bewitched. And my favorite songs on it are From the Start, Dreamer, and the song Letter to My 13-Year-Old Self. Literally makes me sob, like absolutely makes me sob. She just really captures what it is like to be like an immigrant child, or like just a girl that is growing up in a place that with people that don't look like you, that you are sort of like an outsider. And she really captured that, and when I listened to it, I started sobbing. And it just, but the thing about it is there are certain lyrics that are just so specific that I really relate to. Like the opening line is, don't you worry about your curly hair. And I'm like, I did when I was 13.
I do that.
Yeah. And then like there's lines that are like, oh, like when they try to say your foreign name and laugh. And I'm like, do you know how many times people have butchered my name? One, because they couldn't do it. And then two, they knew how to say it, but then they do it on purpose because they're like, I think it's so funny when I like say your name wrong. Like I just think it's so funny when I don't pronounce it right. Anyway, so, you know, she's really out here. I listened to that and I was like singing to my 13-year-old self, and I started sobbing. Oh, yeah. Anyways, you should go listen to Leve because her album it's jazz, but I think it's easy jazz that you can get into. It's like modern easy jazz. And it has a very whimsical, like soulful and like romantic vibe to it all. And she's so good. If anyone has tickets to Leve in Vancouver, let me know. I will do anything for them. It is sold out. She's here for 2 nights, I think, and it's all sold out. It was sold out before the album dropped.
Damn. Where am I going next?
Country!
No, we're not yet. We're not there yet. Okay, I could go there. My next, you know we were gonna get here eventually. Let me give a little backstory for the people, okay?
For the people.
Like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3, I was like, oh, hey Mia, you know, talking to Amia, and then in passing, I was like, blah, 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 Noah Khan, right? And she goes, who? And I'm like, okay, interesting, because I thought everyone and their freaking mom knew who Noah Khan was. Apparently, this is not true.
No idea who this man was. She was like Stick Season, and I was like, what's that?
I was naming all of like the popular songs that have been on TikTok. Never heard a single line. Nope. I think I had a perpetual like jaw on the floor moment for like 3 days straight.
She screamed I remember this. She's explaining it to me. I'm not getting it. She's singing these songs. I'm not recognizing them. And she literally gets up and she goes, ah! And she's like running to her living room. Like she does a little lap and she comes back and she goes, you're joking. You're joking, right? Tell me you're joking. Like you know who it is. I have no idea who Noah Khan is. I still kind of don't.
I just don't know what to say. And it's not even in a like pretentious, like, not even, you know, just in a way that I seriously thought that he was everywhere and that everyone knew him. And I am actually just so blown away that you didn't.
I think it's because, like, Lizzie McAlpine. Did I say it right?
McAlpine.
Lizzie McAlpine. Sorry.
She always says Lizzie McAlpine. Every time.
English wasn't my first language, guys. So, Lizzie
McAlpine.
Anyways, her. Just gonna call her Lizzie. Even though I just explained how I hate it when people butcher my name. And I didn't get this. Her, Noah Khan, like Boy Genius, Phoebe Bridgers, they're all artists that I knew of, that I liked a song here and there because of TikTok, but they weren't people that I really like listened to, that kind of music. Like I feel like when I was in high school, that kind of like chill music was all I listened to, and then I think I just grew out of it and my taste is not there anymore, so I just don't really, I just haven't.
No.
Like, I feel like Hosier is like one of the few chill kind of like.
It's funny because
Hosier isn't even chill.
No, and neither is Noah Khan. Like at all.
Anyways.
He's like banjo picking, like bing, ding, ling, ling, ling.
Yeah, and I said he's country and she got mad at me.
Don't. He's not, like, just, and it's not even in a way of like, I enjoy country and I will say that I enjoy country. He's just not. He's just
sorry,
not
he's
country.
indie folk.
He's like singer, songwriter, indie, folk, whatever.
I used to listen to a lot of singer-songwriter stuff and I just don't anymore. Sorry.
No, hey.
You do you.
I've never listened to Leve, so who am I to say? But anyways, so I did the Great War 2.0 on Ticketmaster, and I got myself some tickets in March for Noah Khan.
Nice.
So even though that's been a while thing for me, I think he's still really up there on my like current listens. And I think right now I'm super into from his most recent album, I'm super into Growing Sideways and Orange Juice.
I remember Orange Juice.
Yeah.
You played it for me.
Yeah.
I like that one.
It's a good one.
I don't know the other one.
I'll play it for you. It's a good one. Yeah, that's kind of it. He's just still on my, because I recently bought tickets and he has not, since he joined my like current listens, he really has not left. It's just been changing which song. Because honestly, we were talking about this earlier, that I really struggle to enjoy a whole album. Like most of the time, I will not enjoy a whole album. But I truly do think that I enjoyed this entire album.
That's fair.
That's a rare thing for me, so it has not left my ears yet.
I like it.
Yeah.
I will say I do like Noah Khan. Like, I like that kind of music. It's just not my go-to right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. My next one is, okay, Georgia Smith, another UK R&B soulful Afrobeats queen. I don't know why I did that. She is one of those artists that I found and she just hasn't left my rotations. Again, like the songs will change and it'll grow, but at least one or two of her songs is always on repeat. And right now there are two songs called Go 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 and Little Things. They're both very like dancey, like almost like club music, which I don't listen to a lot, but because it's Georgia Smith, I will listen to. But most of her music is like, a lot of them is like slower and very like her voice over like instrumental, and it'll be very soulful R&B. And again, she has that unique tone that you listen and you're like, I I'm pretty sure this is Georgia Smith, and you can just pinpoint her. You don't listen to Georgia Smith?
I don't think so. I think I tried one of the songs in the playlist, but she didn't like capture me like Joy Crooks I really enjoyed. And she stuck with me, but I don't know if Georgia did.
Yeah, that's fair. I feel like our music taste wasn't always like the same, but it was always like similar enough that it's like, oh, listen to this, and I'm like, I like it. It's stuff I don't know. And then, but now it's like really, yeah, like you went to New York and came back country. Okay.
Explain that. Explain it.
Half and left of my music is UK R&B. Like, what?
Literally what happened. Like, none of that makes sense. None of it. My next one is 2 songs by Wyatt Flores. I don't even know who this man is. I know nothing about him. I know he looks like a little boy, but he sings like a man. Okay? He's 22. He's only...
He looks like a little boy, but sings like a man.
He does. He's
our age.
Yeah, he's 22. He has only released like singles, but I'm really into Please Don't Go right now, and he just released a song called West of Tulsa, literally in September. And I think it's really good, and I like it. But he's one of those people where you hear his voice and you picture someone in your brain of what this person looks like, and then you see a picture of him, and it does not match up. Like it just doesn't even sound like that voice could possibly be coming out of that face, you know? I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does. If he's gonna like release an album or what, but I've liked what he's done so far.
My next one is Janelle Monáe, her new album, The Age of Pleasure. I love that album. I feel like it's a no-skip album. Most of the songs are just so like, they're just such like feel-goods. And I have a few that are my favorite. Why did I write this twice? Anyways, I have a song called A Dry Red, and that one is like the slowest, most instrumental on her album, and it's one of my favorites. There's a song called Only Have Eyes for Two, and then there's another one. It's not. Oh yeah, it's here. It's called Lipstick Lover.
It's there twice.
It's there twice. It's called Lipstick Lover. And then there's another one that I want to mention called Paid in Pleasure, and all of them are so good. This album is very reggae, soulful, upbeat. The only way I can describe this album is it's energetic. It's by Pride, and it's a little horny, but it's really good. Yeah, I like found this album, listened to it, and I was like, oh my god, I love it. And I realized it's a new album, so she's probably on tour. I searched it up, she was like there like the next day.
I hate that.
And I was like, no, like I want to go so bad. Didn't. But yeah, probably could have, but that won't hurt.
It really hurts when that happens. I think that's happened to me a couple times.
Yeah.
Where they like, they're coming like next month and you can't afford it, or they were like just there 2 months ago or something.
That happened to me recently as well. It was Masego, another one of my favorite artists. Loved his album, his new album. I was like, this is so good. I knew it had been out, and I was meaning to get around to it. Finally got around to it, and I was like, oh my god, it's his tour. Like, let me search it up. He was there the night before.
No.
I was like,
oh no.
Fun fact, the first time that I met Izzy, I was like, we were in grade 8 or something. I was 13.
Yes.
And I was in a lineup for the 1975 concert before they started being really problematic and shitty.
Can you believe we met in the presence of Matt Healy?
Of Matty Healy. Of the Matt Healy.
That's where we met.
That's where we met.
In his presence.
Yeah, it was in a lineup, and my friend at the time, like, you're gonna love her. She's this girl named Izzy. Like, she's so fun. And I was like, yeah. And then it was like in the lineup, and I was like, oh my gosh, hi, okay, bye. And it was like, scurried away.
I can't believe it.
That's where we met.
It is. I was gonna say, what is the first concert you ever went to? Do you remember?
Oh, it wasn't until I moved to Canada and it was Selena Gomez. I was 10, or no, I was 11. My dad got me tickets to Selena Gomez. I went with my mommy, and Emblem 3 opened for.
Oh my god!
And at one point, I like did like a heart to Emblem 3, and the main singer saw it, and he pointed at me, and I died. I was great vibe. I don't remember which tour of hers, but it was the one where Emblem 3 opened for her. I think Christina Grimmie was there. Might have been.
Oh my god.
Before. Yeah. I think.
My sister was like randomly friends with one of the guys from Emblem 3 for a while.
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah. Weird memory.
Who was your first concert?
Oh, my first concert, I was 12. And my parents got me tickets for my birthday to Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros.
Wow.
Because I loved them.
Are they the one that say,
home? Yeah.
Arkansas, I do love my mama.
And I...
Country!
Not country at all! I am really glad, actually, that I saw them. It was a really good concert. And I saw them before the two leads broke up. And I feel like a lot of their music had to do with like their relationship, and it was... After they broke up, it was kind of never the same. So I'm glad I saw them like on stage together while they were still together, because it was nice.
Yeah. My next. This one is because of it's Sabrina Carpenter, and it's her songs "Feather" and "Read Your Mind," because I started seeing them so many times on TikTok that it started getting stuck in my head. And then I was like, let me listen to her album, and I actually really liked it. She writes really catchy choruses, and she's really good at that. I wrote, she is poppy boppy. It's like pop music, and they're all like bops. Yeah.
I don't think you had to explain it. I think it made sense.
Just in case.
My next one is That's Where I Am by Maggie Rogers.
I love Maggie Rogers.
Me too.
She's so good.
It's from her 2022 album, but this song specifically has kind of come back into my list, my current list, because I just think it's so catchy. I think it's so catchy, but not in an annoying way. And just had hiccups. Sorry. It's okay. I forgive you.
You're gonna see it.
I don't know. I don't really have anything to say about that song. I just like it, and it kind of just came back to me. So
that's fair. That's
where I am, Maggie Rogers.
That's where you are.
That's where I am. Literally.
I have one like that where it's by an artist called Jazz Karis, another UK queen. Again, she is R&B and very soulful. Her song is called Petty Lover, and I listened to the acoustic version specifically because it's like this really pretty like guitar that's just accompanying her. I don't know. It's one of those songs where I love it. I listened to it and I was like, I can't even really relate to the lyrics all that much, but I'm singing it with my whole heart, and I love it.
Nice. That's it. Amy loves British people. Did you know? Fun fact about Amy. She loves British people.
Apparently.
My next one. I crossed this one out, but I kind of want to talk about it now.
Talk about it. Speak your truth, girl.
Thank you. I will. Maren Morris. You know who that is?
I think so.
She was a country singer, but is no longer.
Yeah,
she has like she did like pop country, like all of her stuff was super poppy. But she has like announced that she's leaving country music, which I think is unfortunate because I think she does it well. But there's a video of her singing her song "My Church" with Hozier, and I'd heard that song before, and I was kind of like, yeah, it's a catchy song, whatever. And then I saw the video of her and Hozier singing it, and I was like, this is really good, both of them together. And then I went back and listened to the song, and it kind of do me really boppy, so I have been listening to it lately. Yeah, and I have one more.
Okay. I can talk about Okay, I love Anderson .Paak. His song "Make It Better." I think it's from his newer. It's one of his newer songs. I don't know if it's like from an EP or an album, but that one has been in my on repeat playlist for like months. I don't think I've played it for you yet.
I don't think so.
It wasn't in the playlist because the playlist I made for you was specifically British Faves.
Yeah. She made me listen to 2 hours of British people singing. Do you know what that does to a person?
To be fair, it was all like R&B and like soul and kind of like Afro beats, which is not something you think of when you think UK artists.
Not really.
Anyways, but it's a whole thing. Anyways, Anderson .Paak, I love him. His song "Make It Better," so good, and also his whole album with Bruno Mars. Supersonics, something, I forget the name of the album. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, me too, but I'm picturing it.
Yeah, it's so good, and the song "Fly As Me" on that album is also one of my favorites. I will listen to it when I'm like, it's in the morning and I just need a little pump up, and if it's like, especially before like auditions and I just need to feel really good about myself, I'll listen to a song, and it's "Fly As Me," Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars.
My last one is My Mom's Fault that I like this song because I was at home with my whole family was there, and they were playing an album, and I was like, "Who is this?" And they were all like, "How do you not know?" So apparently, I'm the only person in my family that doesn't know who Orville Peck is. I have learned who Orville Peck is, and I've been listening to Daytona Sand from his album Bronco. I like it, especially at the end when he spells out Mississippi like 3 times. I would sing it, but I don't want to get copyrighted.
I don't know if I like him or not.
He has a weird voice.
I only discovered him through you, and he has such like a distinct voice.
Yes.
And sometimes when he sings, I'm like, oh, that sounds so good, and no one else can sing that like you because your voice is so good. And then other times his voice resonates in a way where I'm like, that doesn't sit well with my ear.
You know, I was thinking about this because of the conversation we had, and he has a gorgeous lower register. Beautiful.
Yes.
And I almost wonder if his higher register is, when he goes into that, is when I start to be, not that he isn't good up there, it's just, it has a different tone almost.
It does, yeah. Like what draws me to him is the lower register.
That might be it, but I'm really into that song right now, and it's, yeah, but that whole album is pretty good. I sat down and listened to the whole thing with my parents, and it's a nice album to listen all the way through.
I like it.
That's all I got.
I think that's all I got too.
Okay.
I feel like I always find new music through you, and like, yeah. I remember one time I texted you, this was like when you were still in New York, and I was with my friend, and I was like, I just want new music. So I texted you, I was like, send me songs, and you sent me a screenshot, and I listened to it, and I was like, wow, this is so easy. And what was it? It all had a little bit of like country twang to it. It's just, the thing is, okay, here's the thing. I think I figured it out. It's not that you're a country girl. There's just a twang that you like in your music.
A little twang.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, baby.
Because the thing is, I'm not sitting down and listening to Jason Aldean, you know?
I know who that is. Totally.
Okay, I'm not sitting down and listening to, like, I don't sit down and listen to Blake Shelton, like, God's country, like...
You know who likes Blake Shelton? Girl, my mom.
Okay, I don't mean to offend any Blake Shelton fans.
She won't be offended, she'll laugh. Okay. But when he was here in Vancouver, she was like, should I go? And I was like, Mom, I won't come with you. You can go.
You know what, I'm sure he makes good music. It's just, I wouldn't call myself a country fan in the way that, like, that's not what I'm listening to. It's just, I like a little twang. I like a little folk. I really do enjoy a folk.
I do enjoy folk music a lot. I think it's just what I listen to so much that I got sick of it, and I'm in my... Yeah.
Enough. I'm not there yet. I haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah.
Maybe one day.
Watch, we're gonna switch eventually.
I don't know about that. You can't convince me to listen to British people. We're gonna have like our podcast be banned in London.
I hope not. I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of your music scene. I feel like you have such cool, like, up-and-coming artists. I stand by it. I stand by it. You know what? They gave us One Direction.
Actually, you know what? You're right. They did.
I feel like there's a lot more, like, bigger, like, prominent artists that are from the UK.
They gave us Amy Winehouse. They gave us Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
They gave us...
I love Amy Winehouse. I have a bunch of her songs on repeat now still.
That's literally the only two British people in history that I can think of. Ever. Not even singers. Just British people.
This is gonna sound so... This might be a stupid question. Is Elton John British or is he US? Like, Taron Egerton played him, and he's British.
Yeah, but did he have an accent when he did it?
I don't remember.
Me neither.
Is that really all we can think of? I feel like we're insulting.
I can think of other British people, I just can't think of other British singers.
You know who is in my head? Just Benedict Cumberbatch.
I've been thinking about Daniel Radcliffe, so...
Who else?
I don't know.
That's wild. Coldplay? Coldplay's British?
That doesn't feel right.
Hold on. Learning so much.
That's crazy because I feel like people in Vancouver love Coldplay.
Yeah.
Vancouver people love themselves some Coldplay.
Spice Girls.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, yeah. Victoria Beckham.
And Mel B.
Yeah.
She's like the most British person ever.
Ever. That's so funny.
Notice how none of them are on my list?
Yeah.
Anyway, should we do an outro? Because this is getting a little ridiculous.
Yeah, a little ridiculous.
Thank you so much for tuning in again.
You can find our podcast everywhere you listen to podcasts. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube.
At Flicks and Giggles podcast. You can also find the playlist with all of this music linked below wherever you are listening. It should be there. I'll try and make that happen.
Yes. we'll make it happen. And once you listen to it, tell us which songs are your favorites, or if you found new artists, and if you like them, let us know.
Yeah, and go on Instagram if you want to see a picture of me and Renee Rapp.
Thanks for tuning in.
See you next Tuesday!